Joining me now is Holly Sabara, the Guelph chapter leader for Parents for Children's Mental Health. Thanks so much for joining me, Holly. And this is an important conversation because you're actually seeing an increase right now. What is it you're seeing?
We're seeing a lot of parents calling and emailing us saying things are really tough at home. Children are really struggling and they're having a hard time knowing what is normal and what is something that they should be concerned about. So we often help with that.
Is this all related to COVID-19 and pandemic?
Well, since the pandemic, we've definitely seen an upswing in this, but it's not solely related to that. These are other issues that children might have. It's just exacerbated by the pandemic right now.
So what sorts of issues are coming through?
Yeah, we're seeing things all the way from parents struggling with behavioral issues from children at home or at school, all the way up to parents who have children in hospitalization right now for severe mental health challenges and looking to see what supports they should be advocating for and where they can expect to see their children in the next, few weeks.
Can you give us sort of an overview of what you're doing in terms of your organization helping out with these issues in Guelph?
Yeah, so my organization is part of a larger Children's Mental Health Ontario organization, which right now has a big campaign on right now for It's Not Okay. And so this campaign is to advocate to the government that we need a mental health strategy and a strategy for wait times for these mental health. So here in the city, we run a monthly support group, and my husband and I manage the email and meet with people not outside of the monthly support group as well. We meet with them one-on-one through video chats or through telephone, just to provide support and help advocate when they need assistance.
What's the effect that you see on parents when their children are going through mental health struggles?
It's very isolating. That's the one word I like to use, because you're dealing with something that isn't what every other family is dealing with. And so parents feel like they don't want to talk about it with their friends or their family, or that people wouldn't understand. And so you don't know where to turn or who to talk to. And that's the benefit of our support group, is that you're surrounded by other people who know what's going on and just get it.
This year, the theme for Mental Health Week is get real and talking about emotions and naming them. How does that relate in terms of the relationship between parents and their children having those conversations?
Yeah, we get a lot of questions from parents about how do I get to the root of the question for my child. I often ask, how are you doing? And they say fine, and the conversation is over. But we like to try and advocate different ways for parents to approach their children. So my husband finds playing video games with our children is one of the best times to sit down and ask them how they're doing, really how they're doing. And when they're focused on the television, they'll talk to you and tell you more information than you might have heard if you were sitting at the dinner table. So it's about finding those strategies to get the real feelings to come out. And it's about establishing trust with your children and unconditional love.
And I wanted to ask about get real as well, in terms of the parents who might feel like they need to hide their emotions or their own struggles to sort of protect their children. So what would be your message to parents in terms of get real?
Well, it's a little bit different when it comes to parents, because we may be very, very stressed by these things or stressed by the things our children are doing, but it's important for us to maintain our self-regulation in these instances. So if we get really stressed out, if we get really overworked and worked up, then our children are going to feel and sense that, and it's going to actually make the problem even worse. We need to be the ones with the even keel and the level head through all of this time when things aren't necessarily, an even keel kind of day.
For people who are hearing this and thinking that Parents for Children's Mental Health might be able to help them or support them, how can they get in touch or get involved?
Yeah, you can feel free to send an email to our email address at guelph@pcmh.ca, and that will go directly to myself or my husband, Jeff Warner. We also have monthly support groups. The first Thursday of every month. Send an email to guelph@pcmh.ca to get signed up to come join us at our groups. There's also the PCMH website, which contains chapter groups from all across the province.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today.
No problem. Thank you.